Welcome to Sunday Morning Quarterback with Jay Stockwell and Bob Frady. Bob Frady.
Dude.
What's going on?
Stuff, dude.
Well, we're playing UCLA, so I thought I better come out here to LA to check things out. See what's going on.
Had to go do a little groundwork out there. How are things in California?
Well, as you can, I'll just show you out the window. That's Marina Del Rey, which looks pretty good. Can you see it?
You know what that means in Spanish? It means Marina of Rey. Ray's Marina is what it means.
Well, it's
Ray's Boatyard.
Quick client meeting. When this client calls, I come running. We go to dinner. We solve a lot of problems, and then we come back for Halloween. So that's
there. You go. We won't be trick or treated on Saturday. Hopefully, you get it out of the way.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah, good. That's funny. I see. You got to be quick with Bob Frady, right? You got to follow along.
Or you might miss it. Yeah.
But let's be clear about one thing. We can't overlook these guys, man. Because they're 2-5. But listen to the schedule, right? Indiana, LSU, Oregon, Penn State, all in a row, right?
Yeah.
So, and it looks like they're struggling, but then they go to Rutgers. They beat Rutgers on the road. Hawaii, they won that 16-13. But they got Indiana 42-13, lost to LSU 34-17, Oregon 34-13, Penn State 27-11. Minnesota went out and beat them in the Rose Bowl. But they're getting steadily better from everything that I can gather. I just don't think we can overlook these guys. Now, I like us coming off of Ohio State and the sort of defensive trends. Even Colin Cowherd today said, "I was watching the Nebraska game, and if the OC had any imagination, they'd have won the game." You know.
Hello.
Yeah, I think we.
Hello.
That's
you
been Bob.
You need to go back to the up. I've been on that warpath for a year, so. Welcome. Many things, I'm a little ahead of the field. It's almost like when we were biking through Tuscany, I ended up at the place 45 minutes before everybody else because I just don't know how to stop. Nope, just keep going. So welcome everybody to the Satterfield Needs to Go. And listen, it's always difficult to root against an individual or to wish ill upon that individual. Some people like to do it. Some people like to call names, and it hurts. You wish that you didn't have to have it. But the things that Matt Rule was saying at his press conference about Satterfield are the same things that the guy from Iowa said about his OC, who was his son last year.
Yeah, exactly.
And they wipe out the OC, and Iowa scores 40 points 3 times this season and scores 38 another time. Now, not that we want to be Iowa, because their coin sucks. But this is it. If they lose this game, boy, he's got to go. He's got to go.
Our offense ranks total offense 93. The good news is UCLA is 125. But our defense is 16th ranked. There's the 70th. We held Ohio State to 64 yards rushing. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Well, they did lose their best offensive line while they were starting left tackle. But hey, we were dealing with our third string starting left tackle. So I like Nebraska in this game. I like Nebraska in every game. That said, I do think that they have an opportunity to clinch the Duke's Mayo Bowl today. Or excuse me, on Saturday. And I will be in California during the game, visiting my son at University of California, Santa Barbara.
Oh, you're coming west. When you guys fly? Friday?
We leave Friday, yeah. So we'll get it on. We'll figure it out. I'll check in on occasion. I'll probably watch it on tape or something like that.
At UC Santa Barbara?
Yeah. It's this is our last parents' weekend. So this is the third kid in college, and this is his senior year.
Wow!
So last parents' weekend.
Maybe Drew can make a an appearance on the pod this weekend.
Maybe we'll have to wake him up early Sunday morning and do the recap then. We'll figure something out. So anyway, what are you predicting for the game?
I think the defense is going to stand tall, right? And I think Satterfield has had enough chirping in his ears that he's going to actually throw the ball downfield instead of having a 4.4 yard average per play in the passing game. I hope we don't see too many screen passes anymore. You got all of these weapons. You got Fedoni in the middle. You got Nair. You got Jamal Banks. And he's just got to use his imagination and then have some balance, run the ball. We've got a great offensive line. So
I feel like you're my golf instructor right now, and you're saying, "Don't lift your hands over your head like that. Don't do that." Okay, I'll try to drop it down, and then every time my hands go back up. Like that's what it feels like. Like this is what you should be doing, and yet you do something else because you're so ingrained of doing it a certain way.
But I think we've discovered a kicking game, so in both punting and kicking. So hopefully that, and then the other aspects of the special teams will be more consistent. We keep our penalties down. Hopefully we won't get jobbed by our own officials in Lincoln. So I like the setup here. And frankly, the remaining 4 teams have a combined losing record, right? So
well, if you took out, except that UCLA is producing most of those losses.
Do you need the Heimlich maneuver?
Oh, I got all choked up. You're in California and I'm not. Maybe check them. What's the weather supposed to be like Saturday? Potential of rain on Saturday.
It looks
late.
If it's anything like today, Wednesday, it's beautiful. It's like 75.
Yeah, but they're playing in Lincoln. So.
Oh yeah, good point. Here, I'm thinking about your trip to California and what's it going to be like in Santa Barbara. So I think it's going to be pretty nice in Santa Barbara. Yeah,
it's always nice in Santa Barbara, unless it's on fire or suffering floods. I think it will be a blustery day at Memorial Stadium, which will limit the effectiveness of the kicking game for everybody. I think Nebraska will do fine. The line was 7, and now it's 6.5. And the over-under is 39.5, which is perfect. It's about time they gave a Nebraska sub-40 line. I think I think that they're going to go over it, but just barely. So,
the underbettors on Nebraska have been feasting.
Oh yeah, it's a feeding frenzy.
Do you know there's a Lincoln, California?
Yeah. So I think there's a Lincoln, Illinois, isn't there?
Yeah. Somehow I got Lincoln, California weather here. No, I'm not looking for Lincoln.
There are places in this country that have the same name in different states.
Oh, well, it's going to be windy and 70 degrees. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it's windy and 60 and windy, much like us.
Yeah. Not free. Boom, boom, boom.
Bob and Jay weather, 60 and windy.
But hey, look, I think the crowd is going to be amazing. I think the defense is going to be amazing. Hopefully Satterfield is tired of getting beat on by everyone from every direction, so he'll hopefully be a little more imaginative. And I like Dylan Raiola running the ball. He seems to have added that to the repertoire, and if he can continue to do that once in a while, that's going to be a big benefit for us. And Raiola running more, that actually helps both the passing game and the running game because, for the first several games, they just teed up on the fact that he was never going to run, and in both.
You kind of think that you're gonna do some things, but I actually think that the under is still a good bet this week. I think that because of the potential for some good weather, well, it's good for Lincoln though because it blows all the. You know what it does? The wind comes in November and it blows off the crap all the fields, and so it helps to clear the fields, which is good. I think it's going to be 19-14 Nebraska.
I got it at. We'll describe that in 1914. How does it unfold?
I think it's 1 touchdown and 4 field goals, all of 25 yards. So I think they'll move the ball down the field and then they'll kick a lot of field goals. Now, blustery day, who knows? but they'll get a tutty and 5 field goals. No, 4 field goals.
All right, I think defense is going to show up. So I think UCLA is only going to score 7 points. If you look at most of their losses, they're in the 1 to 2 touchdown range.
Yep.
But I think our defense is better than that, and than some of the defenses they faced in the past. And I think Raiola's going to get it going, and I think we'll have 1 field goal. So I'm going 24-7.
So you're the under, but you're taking the points.
Yes. So what is it?
Okay.
Hold on. What's the over under?
I think it's 38. It is 39.5.
Okay. Yeah, 39. Yeah, so under. I don't need the points. So
yeah, points are 6.5.
24-7.
Well, listen, as they say, from your lips to God's ears. Let's hope that you are more correct than me, because that would be more pleasant than a nail biter, depending upon a field goal kicker.
You want to talk about the election?
No. We'll talk about the election next week. Well, this is a football podcast, not things Jay wants to talk about today podcast.
Are you gonna be back so we can have an election watch party?
I don't know. I did get my official ballot. It doesn't matter because it's California. Who's going to win there? So
No. But I mean, are you going to be in town so that we can have an election watch party? That is
that's true. That's a multi-part question. We will be in town, but we will not be having an election watch party. I just want to wake up on Wednesday, see who's going to file suit about how they got robbed, and see what happens. And then we'll deal with it then. I was like, I don't need to walk through it. Politics, both corporate and regular, are my least favorite sports of all. It's like I bet I would be better at friggin' cricket than either one of those sports. As a guy who's been fired multiple times, corporate politics is worse than regular politics. So I have no interest in sitting there watching a bunch of yahoos be yahoos. It's like I'm just so. Listen, we used to drag the worst people into politics in this country. It's awful.
The war is starting this weekend with Ohio State invading Penn State. So Ohio's
that'd be good.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a great game. Yeah, that's going to be a great game.
So what are some of the other games in the Big Ten?
The pantheon of the Big Ten here. Let's pull them up here.
Let's see.
So Ohio State, Penn State. That, as we say, that is going to be the game of the weekend. Lots of people I've talked to have been all over that.
Other than that, was not a ton. That's a great game. USC and Washington is always a fun game, but Illinois and Minnesota, like, come on, who cares?
Oh, by the way, shout out to Tim Miles, who won his exhibition game last night.
Oh, yeah, but they'll be in exhibition games. Don't they play like the Samoan national team or something like that?
It was like East Bay High or something. I'm not sure. I tried to look. Couldn't find it.
Oregon and Michigan at the Big House. Can Michigan right the ship? Is the question. Oregon's 14.5-point favorites. Ouch.
Minnesota at Illinois, and Minnesota is favored by 3. That's crazy. Yep. Minnesota's still ranked, or Illinois is still ranked.
Yeah, it's and we know who's going to win that game because we vote for the fat coach. So,
this will be a good setup for Saturday. Ohio State and Penn State is the big noon game, and then Nebraska and UCLA come on at 2:30. That'll be good.
And been relegated to the non-big noon game. Thankfully, I don't like 11 o'clock starts in the Central Time Zone. So it's a good thing.
I actually like an early game every now and again.
I like an early game. I like the game to be early because I'm in the Western Time Zone. Like when Nebraska comes on at 9 o'clock in the morning and I'm in the West, that's great. But when it comes on at 11 o'clock in the morning Central, that's not so great. But Wisconsin and Iowa look like Iowa's favored by 3 points in this game. Well, how about that? Who knew?
It's at Iowa. Right. At Iowa. What about top 25? Let me look at top 25 real quick.
Let's look at top 25.
Okay. Army Air Force, that could be interesting. Ohio State, Penn State, 3 and 4. We talked about Indiana at Michigan State, Texas A&M, South Carolina. Boy, you're right. The games of the weekend are in the Big Ten. This is a Big Ten.
There's not a whole lot going on in the college football, and you have weeks like this, where just although SMU and Pitt, Pitt's 7-0, SMU is 7-1. There's a league called the ACC. You may have heard of it. You may not have heard of it. It's really not that interesting, but it's no Big Ten. But that should be a fun game. And then somebody's going to get upset. Somebody's going to lay an egg. It happens every week in college football. Let's just see how it turns out this week.
So you don't want to talk about how Comrade Biden called half the country garbage last night? You don't want to talk about that?
Who?
Biden?
Who?
Comrade Biden?
I could care less about. Oh, please! You know what I love about your side of the table.
It's going, my friend.
You just steal other people's good idea. So, but either that or it just shows a massive amount of Russian influence in your thinking. So I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully you get some.
The Hunter laptop story and the Russian disinformation was all debunked. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Sure. Because someone said so. Yeah. What did your boy Sucker Carlson say? Sucker Carlson says it's not real. Okay. All right. Woo-hoo. All right. Enough of your bullshit. I gotta go home. I hear your wife is here.
Wife's here. Oh, put her on.
I can't. They're involved in girl conversation, so it's deep in. I'm hiding in the office right now, so I don't want to go out there, but I can hear them through my headphones. We'll.
All right. Well, you gotta take us out then, and so they notice what's going on.
Should we do a California style or should we do a regular style?
Oh, let's do California stuff because that's a good idea.
Dude, go Big Red!
Dude, go Big Red!
Dude, yeah, dude. Oh, dude.
We got California 2 weeks in a row, so yeah.
I know. Oh, once all or once away. Yeesh.
All right, brother. We're bowl bound after this weekend.
Duke's Mayo Bowl. Let's go.